Good morning and welcome to English Lessons on Iman TV. We're going to start our lesson today with a test and review of vocabulary, the ones that we have studied before. And then after that, we're going to start the listening comprehension, the one that we couldn't finish last week, or couldn't do actually last week. So we're going to do that. There will be listening comprehension. You will listen to a story, answer questions about it, and there will be some new words that I will also teach you. And then we have a grammar lesson. And the grammar lesson, we will start it with practicing the irregular verb form. And then we will go with some other exercises there. And then we will have new vocabulary. So let's start with a test of the words that you studied before. This test is multiple choice, meaning that I have questions for you and there are 4 answers, A, B, C, and D. And you choose the one that's the best answer, okay? So question number 1. A person who draws a picture is A, a musician, B, a singer, C, an artist, D, a cook. In other words, what do you call a person who draws pictures? You call it which one? A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is a person who draws a picture is an artist. So you could say he's an artist. He draws pictures. Question number 2. A person who prepares medicine is a what? A, physician, B, pharmacist, C, clerk, D, doctor. Which one is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Think about it again. What do you call, in other words, what do you call a person who prepares medicine? A physician, a pharmacist, a clerk, or a doctor? Which one is the correct answer? The correct answer is a pharmacist. A pharmacist. A pharmacist is a person who prepares medicine, makes medicine. So in other words, for question number 1, number 2, a person who draws picture is an artist, and a person who prepares medicine is a pharmacist. Now let's go to question number 3. When a person becomes sick, he or she goes to A, physician, B, pharmacist, C, clerk, D, cook. Which one is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? The answer is very clear here, and I certainly hope that you chose what? Physician. Because physician means what? A medical doctor. Number 4. We can find basmati rice in blank food section of a supermarket. We can find basmati rice in blank food section of the supermarket. The answers are produce section of the supermarket, the dairy section of the supermarket, the international food section of the supermarket, and the meat section of the supermarket. Which one is the correct answer? Where do you find basmati rice? In a regular supermarket, like you go to Safeway or Lucky or some other American or Canadian supermarket. So where can you find the basmati rice? The correct answer is the international food section of the supermarket, because basmati rice is what? Is brought from India, so it is considered international. So question number 3, when a person becomes sick, he or she goes to a physician, a doctor. And question number 4, we can find basmati rice in the international food section of a supermarket. Question number 5. Let me read the question for you and see if you could guess the answers. We can find apples in the blank section of a supermarket. Where do you find apples, oranges, and pears? In other words, the fruit. A, produce section. B, dairy section. C, international food section. And D, meat section. Which one is the correct answer? The correct answer for this one is what? that we find it in the produce section of the supermarket. Number 6, we can find cheese in the section of a supermarket. Remember, we studied these different sections of a supermarket several weeks ago, so I'm kind of reviewing this by giving you a test. My expectation is that you know 100% of the answers. So we can find cheese in the blank section of a supermarket. A, produce. B, dairy. C, international. D, meat. The correct answer is the dairy section. So it is all milk products like cheese and milk and butter and so forth and so on. So let me read the correct answers. We can find apples in the produce section of a supermarket, and we can find cheese in the dairy section of a supermarket. Question number 7. We can find fish in the blank section of a supermarket. Produce section, dairy section, seafood section, meat section. The correct answer is which one? A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is, of course, C, the seafood section of the supermarket. We can find carrots in the section of the supermarket. Which section of the supermarket? A, produce section. B, dairy section. C, international food section. D, meat section. And the correct answer is carrots, like apples and oranges, fruit and vegetable, they are found where? In the produce section of the supermarket. Question number 9. We can find Tylenol in the section of the supermarket. Produce section, pharmacy, meat, seafood section. And of course, Tylenol, a medicine, you can only find it where? In the pharmacy section of the supermarket. A pharmacist is a person who prepares medicines, takes medicines, sells medicines, drinks medicines. The best answer is what? A pharmacist probably can do all of these 4 things, but the best answer is that he what? Prepares and makes medicine. Okay, let me read this part again. We can find Tylenol in the pharmacy section of the supermarket, and a pharmacist is a person who prepares medicine. Now we go to the listening comprehension. This is the section we couldn't do last week. Now I'm bringing this earlier in the lesson so that we can finish it. What I have for you, I have a series of pictures that I want you to, I use the pictures to teach you new words. And then once you learn the new words, I will just, I will read the story to you, and then you're going to answer questions about it, okay? So you will learn new words, you will listen to a story, and then I will also ask you questions. And I know if you're with another person in the room, you could talk to one another using English. If you're alone, you could probably answer my question all by yourself. But you need to say it loud enough that you can hear what you are saying, okay? So promise me this. Otherwise, if you just listen, listening is necessary, but may not be enough. We need to do it 2 ways. Listen and speak, okay? So they're both of them. So the first thing is work out, okay? What is another word for workout? Another word for workout is what? Exercise. But what do we mean by exercise? It's not like exercise that you do exercise for my lessons, like homework. Workout means physical exercise. So I'm going to show you pictures, like this gentleman over here. He's doing some kind of a workout. He's trying to build muscles, for example. Here is another person who is also trying to what? To build muscles, moving his body. It's physical. And then it is a third picture. All of these gentlemen are doing what? They're working out. They're doing an exercise, okay? That's what workout means, meaning exercise, physical exercise. So please repeat after me. Work out. Work out. Exercise. Jog or jogging. Do you know what this is? Well, let me show you a picture. It is a picture of a gentleman who is jogging. So we can say what? He is jogging. It is a picture of a lady who is jogging. She is jogging. Jogging. Jogging means kind of running, but not for a race, not fast, slowly, but that's called jogging. Please repeat. Jog, jogging. Now, there are some other words that I don't have pictures for you, but I will give you examples so that you could answer me. Pretty. Pretty has two meanings, okay? So you could say that somebody, you could look at a lady and say that she's very pretty. It means she's very beautiful. So pretty means beautiful. But sometimes, if you use pretty in front of another adjective, it simply means what? Very. Like you say, pretty well. How do you feel today? Pretty well. Very well. I'm not sick. I'm pretty well. Okay? She's pretty happy. Umaid is pretty smart. Means what? He's very smart. So pretty, if you put it in front of an adjective, it simply means very. Okay? That just means very. Pretty sick. You say, how is your cousin? He's pretty sick. It doesn't mean that he's beautiful and sick. It simply means what? He's very sick. It's used a lot in spoken English. So when people talk to you and they say, oh, my dad is pretty sick. So that simply means what? He's very sick. Seriously sick. Tip also has two meanings. One meaning of tip is what? Helpful information. You give somebody a tip on how to do something. How to fix his computer, for example. His computer breaks down. You want to help him to fix it. You give him some tips. Okay? Tip also means that the money that you pay someone for good service. Like, he gives me a lot of tips. That could mean two things. It could mean that what? Give him some useful information. It could also mean what? That you give somebody money. I will give you some tips. Means I will give you some helpful information. Great shape. These are the words that are used in the dialogue that I'm going to read to you. That's why you need to know when these people speak, so you will hear it, so you'll know what this means. Great shape means being in excellent physical condition. So people who jog, who work out, you do exercise, they're usually what? In great shape. Very good physical shape. Not very fat and not too skinny. Excellent shape is called what? Great shape. So here are the questions. The questions are, who is in great shape? You don't answer it now, because I'm going to read something to you. And then after you read this, you hear this, then you're going to answer my question. So at the beginning, you wouldn't know what the answers are. Who is in great shape? So there will be the name of two people that you need to listen to. It's a dialogue. What kind of exercise does Jess do? Jess is the short form of Jessica. So it's the lady's name. So what kind of exercise does she do? I'm going to read something to you. That's why I took a paper out of my file. So I will read the dialogue to you, and you tell me. So what we know is what? She doesn't exercise. But I want you to know, I want you to tell me what kind of exercise she does. And number 3, who is not good at playing tennis? Okay? Tennis is a kind of sport. I'll show you an example in a few minutes. In Farsi, actually, we call it tennis, so we all know that. So who is not good at it? So in the dialogue, it tells you who is good at it and who is not good at it. So I want you to listen very carefully and then answer my questions, okay? Let me read these questions again. So this is an example of what? Jogging and Jess, with the name of the one of the persons in the story. And then I'm going to read this to you, and you're going to answer my questions. Again, the questions are here. Who is in great shape? What kind of exercise does Jess do? Who is not good at playing tennis? So let me read the story. The conversation is between John, a gentleman, and Jess, a lady. So please listen carefully. John starts talking to Jess. You're in great shape, Jess. Thanks. How often do you work out? I swim and jog every day, and I play tennis twice a week. You play tennis? That sounds like a fun. Do you want to play sometime? How well do you play? Pretty well, I guess. All right, but I'm not very good. That's okay. I'll give you a few tips. This time I'm going to read it again, but this time I'll also tell you who reads or who says what line. The first line is John. John talks to Jess and says, "You're in great shape, Jess." Jess says what? "Thanks." John asks another question. "How often do you work out?" Jess says, "I swim and jog every day, and I play tennis twice a week." John says, "You play tennis? That sounds like a lot of fun." Jess says, "Do you want to play sometime?" John says, "How well do you play?" Jess says, "Pretty well, I guess." John says, "All right, but I'm not good. I'm not very good at it." Jess says, "That's okay. I'll give you a few tips." Let me read this time without interruption, more smoothly, and then I'll ask you those questions. John and Jess are talking to each other. John starts asking questions. "You're in great shape, Jess." "Thanks." "How often do you work out?" "I swim and jog every day, and I play tennis twice a week." "You play tennis? That sounds like a lot of fun. Do you want to play sometime?" "How well do you play?" "Pretty well, I guess." "All right, but I'm not very good." "That's okay. I'll give you some tips." Now, let's see if you have the answers for these questions. Question number 1. Who is in great shape? What's the correct answer? The correct answer is, so remember, we talked about two people, Jess and John. Who is in great shape? The correct answer is Jess. Jess is in great shape. What kind of exercise does Jess do? The correct answer is, so what's your answer? From what you heard, what can you tell me the type of exercises that she does? The correct answer is Jess swims, jogs, and plays tennis. And remember the grammar here. Jess, the third person singular. So you put S with the verb. Just swims, jogs, plays. Because we talk about she. She plays, she jogs, she swims. We need to put S, and she does it repeatedly, over and over and over again. And that's why we need to put that S there. Who is not good at playing tennis? I'm sure you guessed that. And that is what? John. John isn't good at playing tennis. Now let me read these questions with the answers. Who is in great shape? Means who is in great physical condition? Jess is in great shape. What kind of exercise does Jess do? Jess swims, jogs, and plays tennis. If anyone swims and jogs and plays tennis, he or she will be in great shape. Good physical exercise. Who is not good at playing tennis? John isn't good at playing tennis. He said so. He said, "I'm not good at it." Okay. Now, I certainly hope that you had the right answers. Now, let's go to the next part. And the next part of this is, first of all, this picture shows what? The picture of John playing tennis. So this is John. I have some more questions for you. This time the questions are true, false. So based on what you heard, if this statement is correct, the right information, then you circle T. If the information is not correct, then you circle false. If you don't have the paper in front of you, you could just say true or false, right or wrong. So let me read the questions first. Number 1, Jess likes to exercise a lot. Number 2, Jess plays tennis every day. Number 3, playing tennis is a lot of fun. Number 4, Jess will help Jose play tennis. And then number 5 is that what? Jose jogs every day. So I think I changed the name here. It is John. So let's get to the, I'm here, I fixed it over here. So let's look here, and I'm going to ask you the questions. You give me the answers. Jess likes to exercise a lot. Is that correct or not correct? Remember, Jess is what? That lady, the picture I showed you? The correct answer is true. Jessica or Jess does like to exercise a lot. Jess plays tennis every day. Does she? Did I read that to you? The correct answer is false. She doesn't play every day. She plays every other day. Playing tennis is a lot of fun. Is this what I read to you? Yes. It's a lot of fun means what? You enjoy it very much if you play tennis. Jess will help John play tennis. What about that one? Did she say that she will help her? The correct answer is yes. She said, I will help you. And finally, John jogs every day. Is that correct? No. Who jogs every day? Jess jogs every day. So let me read these sentences and then we'll move to the next page. Jess likes to exercise a lot. True. Or correct, based on what I read to you. Jess plays tennis every day. That's what? False, because she doesn't play tennis every day. Number 3, playing tennis is a lot of fun. That's what John said, and that's true. Number 4, Jess will help John play tennis. That's also true. And John jogs every day. That's not correct. It's Jessica who jogs every day. Again, you may or may not agree with some of the answers based on your experience, but you need to base your answers based on what you heard, not based on what you feel or know. Like, you may not agree that what? Playing tennis is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for John and Jess. It may not be fun for you or to you, so you answer it only based on what you heard, not on what you feel or what you know. So let's get to the next page. Next page is that I'm going to show you the dialogue. We are going to read it together. And then I will read it for you aloud so you hear it as well. And all what I want you to do is to underline the words that show the verb tense, and also circle the WH question forms. So here is the dialogue. So you can see that now, that how they said this. You heard this, but you didn't see it. You're in great shape, Jess. Thanks. How often do you work out? I swim and jog every day, and I play tennis twice a week. You play tennis? That sounds like a lot of fun. Do you want to play sometime? How well do you play? Pretty well, I guess. All right, but I'm not good. I'm not very good. That's okay. I'll give you a few tips. So what you do here, now you need to what? Underline the words that they show time, the frequency. Like you say what? He jogs every day. So this is tells you time. Another time is what? Twice a week. That's also frequency, telling you how many times you do something. And then, what are the words that they ask questions? Number 1, so sometimes it's also frequency word, but how often do you play? That's what? A question word. How often? Another question word is what? How well do you play? How well do you play? Very well. So you can ask people this kind of a question. How well do you speak English? You could say what? Very well. I speak English very well. Or you could say what? Well, I don't speak English very well. Or you could say so-so. So you could say, how well do you draw pictures? Very well. So how well means to what extent. It's a good WH question word to learn and to use it when you talk to people. How well can you sing, for example? Some people are very good at singing. Other people are not. Okay? So how well do you write in English, for example? Very well, you could say, or not so good. So let's go to the next part of our lesson. The next part is the grammar part. And again, we're practicing the simple past tense. And here, we're also practicing what? More and more irregular verbs. We said that what? The simple past tense is used to show an activity in the past. And so like you say that Tom called Jim yesterday. The action started in the past. It was ended in the past, so it's all done. But when you say past in the verb called, all verbs are not taking what? Ed to make it past. Some of them take ed, some of them could have a different form. Remember, we looked at this slide many times in the past, that this ed could become, the pronunciation can be d, can be t, or could be what? Ed, depending on the ending. So we said that if the ending is what? With voice sounds, and I told you what is a voice sound. Voice sounds are those sounds that you feel a little bit vibration in your throat or head when you pronounce it, like we say, you could feel vibration. Or, for example, these are called what? Voice sounds. When you put ed with the voice sound, you pronounce a d. If you put ed with the voiceless sound, which I also explained in the past, I don't want to overdo it, ed is pronounced like what? Like t, like talked, helped, finished. With only two endings, d and t, ed is pronounced as ed. So here are some more examples. So these are the examples of what? Sounds that end with what? With voiceless consonants, like f, k, p, s, t, ch. Ch makes the ch sound, and sh makes the sh sound. So in other words, f, k, p, s, t, ch, and sh are what? Voiceless sounds. So when you put ed, ed changes to t. V or v, g, b, z, d, j, and also z, j, h, that makes the j sound, like in pleasure. Okay, so these are called what? Voice sounds. Okay, so you don't say the name of the letter, you say the sound of this. So the sound of v is what? V, g, b, z, d, j, and j. These are what? Voice sounds. Means there is vibration. But if you cannot feel the vibration, at least look at these sounds. These are called voiced. So when you put ed, ed is changed to d pronunciation. So let me give you some exercise or some practice here. I'm going to show you and read these words for you. You tell me whether you hear d, t, or ed. Okay, so that's what I want you to do. Do you pronounce these words as ed or as the ed as a t, d, or ed? Okay, like number one, pushed. Which sound do you hear when I say pushed? Look at the last sound. Shh, shh. This is what? Shh. Voiceless. So you say what? Pushed. So the ed is pronounced as t. Past. The last sound is what? S before ed. S is also voiceless. So you say what? Passed. He passed the test. Ask. K, k is also what? Voiceless. It becomes what? Asked. Pull. Oh. The last sound is what? L. L is pronounced as what? O. So O, when you put ed with O, it becomes what? Pulled. You don't say pulled. You say what? Pulled. Pull, pulled. Cook. K. Cooked. Add. Added. So you put what? Ed. Because with D and T, you pronounce it ed. Start. Start, again, started. Wave. The V sound, the V sound, which is what? A voice sound. So it should be what? Waved. Touch. Touched. And climb. Climbed. Okay, now let me read these again and let me explain this. Just put a couple of sentences in Farsi. برندای محترم دیگه قسمت نخواستم که بر شما یک تمرین بتون که آیا امی ایدی را که ما با شکل موضوعی فعل اضافه میکنیم آیا ای تی تلفظ میشه، دی تلفظ میشه یا ایدی تلفظ میشه. من مثالش بر شما قبلا گفتم که اگر حرف آخر فعل صدادار باشه امی پسوند ایدی ما تنها دی تلفظ میشه. اگر حرف اخیر فعل بی صدا باشه ایدی مطلقا مثل تی تلفظ میشه و اگر حرف اخیرش دی یا تی باشه ایدی رو که اضافه میکنین ایدی صدای ایده میده. یعنی میره ما بر شما خواستم که بر شما تمرین بتوم و اینا بر شما ایره لطفا بعد از من تکرار بکنین یک جای ایره به اصطلاح بخوانیم. So please repeat after me together. I'll pronounce the words as they should be pronounced, but all of them of what? ED. But ED is not pronounced ED all the time. Okay, that's the whole point. ببینید که تمام از اینا ED داره در آخر خود، اما کل از اینا ED یک رقم تلفظ نمیشه. به خاطر از این به تعلق داره که حرف اخیر فعل چی است و با این ترتیب ما تلفظ ED را تغییر میدیم. Please repeat after me together and please say it loud enough that you can hear what you're saying. Pushed, passed, asked, pulled, cooked, added, started, waved, touched, climbed. One more time. Pushed, passed, asked, pulled, cooked, added, started, waved, touched, climbed. Now the irregular ones you're found in 4 different categories. Those that all the 3 forms are different, like drive, drove, driven, and those that what? The last 2 forms are the same, like bring, brought, brought. And then the ones that all 3 forms are what? The same. Cut, cut, cut. And then some that what? The first and the last form are the same. Come, came, come. We did this many times, but there are a lot of irregular verbs, and every week I give you what? 10 words to work on, practice, and learn the spelling and learn the correct pronunciation. So let's look at those verbs. So today I'm teaching you these 10 new words. They may or may not be new for you because these are used a lot. And that's why it's very important that you need to know which form is which form and also to use them correctly and use them in the past participle form. So the words are, please repeat after me together. Pay, prove, put, quit, read, ride, ring, rise, run, say. So now, the test is this. What is the past tense of these verbs? Remember, they don't take ed because they are irregular. The irregular will just take any form that irregularly. They do not follow any rules. So for pay, the past form is what? Paid. See, we change Y to I and put D. Why? That's the way it is. So you need to learn, memorize it basically. Prove, well, this is actually regular, but the third form is what? Proven, which is not regular. And then put, quit, quit. You know, quit means what? You stop doing something. Like some people quit smoking. They stop smoking. Other people quit their jobs. They stop working somewhere. That's quit. Read, same spelling, but different pronunciation. So the present form is read. The past form is read, just like the color red. You write it the same way, but you pronounce it differently. Okay? So, read, past tense, read. Ride, rode. Ring, rang. Rise, rose. Run, ran. Say, said. See, just like pay, paid, say, said. So for some reason, these two words, Y is changed to I and D is added. Okay. The past participle form of pay, paid, and paid. Prove, proved, proven. That's why it is irregular, because the third form is used as proven. Put, put, put. Quit, quit, quit. Read, read, read. Ride, rode, ridden. Ring, rang, rung. Rise, rose, risen. Run, ran, run. See, the first and the last form is the same. Say, said, and said. Now, please repeat after me together. And again, this is your homework. You need to work on this and practice saying it and practice writing it and practice learning the correct spelling. Please repeat. Pay, paid, paid. Prove, proved, proven. Put, put, put. Quit, quit, quit. Read, read, read. Ride, rode, ridden. Ring, rang, rung. Rise, rose, risen. Run, ran, run. Say, said, said. Now what I have for you, I have 2 slides. In each slide I have 5 of those words, and I want you to look at them and then look at these sentences and try to use one of them in the sentence correctly. So your job is here that first you need to know the meaning of these words, and secondly you need to look at the context of the sentence and see which form you can use in that special blank. So the first, I will read the sentences for you first, and then you see whether you could use them in the correct form. Let me read the words for you first. Pay, prove, put, quit, read. The sentences are: Abdul blank is rent on time last month. Number 2, Marwa blank the Holy Quran every morning. 3, please don't your job. It's very difficult to find a new job. Ahmad can blank that he is only 21 years old. John blank the new book on shelf now. Now, let's see which words could you use in each blank. Abdul is rent on time last month. What do people do with their rent? You do what? The word that are there: pay, prove, put, quit, read. Which one will fit here? The correct answer is what? Pay. You pay your rent. But because it is last month here, last month, so you need to use the past tense of pay. And the past tense of pay is what? Paid. And you write it like this: Marwa, the Holy Quran every morning. So Marwa, so which word here fits the situation in relation to the Holy Quran? So, prove, put, quit, read. The best answer is what? Read. But we talk about Marwa, third person singular, one person, and it says every morning. Every morning. Good girl. She wakes up every morning and reads the Holy Quran. She repeats this. So if something is repeated every time, it's then you use what? The simple present form. So because it is Marwa, one person, you have to put S there. So Marwa reads the Holy Quran every morning. Number 3, please don't your job. It's very difficult to find a new job. So here we already used pay, we already used read. So what's left is what? Prove, put, quit. Which one of these will work here? Please don't your job. It's very difficult to what? Find a new job. The best answer is what? Quit. Please don't quit your job. Don't stop working. In America, there's a saying that don't quit your job until you find a good one. So first find a job and then quit. Don't quit if you don't have a job, because finding a job is not easy at any time. Please don't quit your job. It's very difficult to find a new one. Number 4, Ahmad Khan, that is only 21 years old. The best answer is what? Ahmad can prove. Prove means what? You show, you have evidence, you have papers, you have documents that you're right. So Ahmad can prove means he has probably his ID card, his driver's license to show when he was born, to show that he's 21 years old. Number 5, there's only one left, and that is what? John is putting the new book on the shelf now. So there is a bookshelf, he puts the book on the shelf. Now, and again, because it is now, here, now, right now, this moment, you need to say what? Is putting. You have to use a form of be, and then put, remember, put is what? Only P-U-T, consonant, vowel, consonant. The rule we studied before was what? If a vowel comes between two consonants, you need to what? Double the final consonant. That's why we have what? Putting here. So please repeat after me together. You could repeat or you just listen. Abdul paid his rent on time last month. Marwa reads the Holy Quran every morning. Please don't quit your job. It's very difficult to find a new one. Ahmad can prove that he is only 21 years old. John is putting the new book on the shelf now. Now what I have is, I have 5 more sentences and 5 more words, and I want you to find the new words and put them there, the correct word. The words are ride, ring, rise, run, and stay. So let me read the sentences first, and then we could work on choosing the correct answers. Rahman in Turkey for 2 years. Number 2, the sun at 7 a.m. every morning. Number 3, the children, their bikes in the park now. Number 4, while the phone, Dr. Irshad entered his office. Number 5, Yusuf 3 miles a day. Now, you need to come up with the right word in the right form, and when it comes to the right form, you need to look at 2 things: who the subject is and what the time is. So you need to look at the time in the subject and decide whether you use the simple present form, the present progressive form, or the simple past form. These are the forms we have studied so far. So Rahman in Turkey for 2 years. Rahman what? Stayed in Turkey for 2 years. He stayed there, he worked there. The sun at 7 o'clock every day. See, every day, that means what? You have to use the correct form. So which verb could fit with sun? The correct answer is what? Rise. The sun rises. Sun sets, sun rises. So the sun rises at 7 a.m. every morning. Number 3, the children, their bikes in the park now. What do people do with their bikes? They ride their bikes, right? But we are saying what? Now, this moment. So we say what? The children are riding their bikes in the park now. And look at these rules that we studied and how they are implemented. First of all, child, children. You make it plural. So for more than one, you have to say what? Are. And then ride, look at the ride here. There is an E over here. But when you put the ing, you need to drop the E. We studied this rule. So I expect you to do this. So the children are riding their bikes in the park now. Number 4, while the phone, Dr. Irshad entered his office. While the phone, what? Was ringing. The past progressive form. Okay? So Dr. Irshad entered his office. So this was going on. He entered the office. Yusuf, 3 miles a day. Yusuf what? Runs 3 miles a day. Now, let me read these sentences with correct completion. Number 1, Rahman stayed in Turkey for 2 years. Number 2, the sun rises at 7 a.m. every day. Number 3, the children are riding their bikes in the park now. Number 4, While the phone was ringing, Dr. Irshad entered his office. Number 5, Yusuf runs 3 miles a day. Now, we don't have a lot of time left, so what I'm going to do is, I was going to teach you some more words on occupation, but unfortunately, because of time, I can't do that. So what I will do is, instead, I will have you repeat these words after me together, because these are the words that this is your homework, that you have to read and write and practice the spelling, okay? So please repeat after me together. Pay, paid. Prove, proved. Put, put. Quit, quit. Read, read. Ride, rode. Ring, rang. Rise, rose. Run, ran. Say, said. And the past forms are what? Paid, proved or proven. Put, quit. Read, ridden. Rang, risen. Run, and said. So please now repeat the first form, the second form, and third form. Please repeat after me together. Pay, paid, paid. Number 2, prove, proved, proved, proven. Number 3, put, put, put. Number 4, quit, quit, quit. Number 5, read, read, read. Number 6, ride, rode, ridden. Number 7, ring, rang, rung. Number 8, rise, rose, risen. Number 9, run, ran, run. Number 10, say, said, said. Now, so these are the words that I expect you to read and practice and learn the correct spelling. But this is the end of lesson number 14. And again, these are not the only thing that I want you to do. If they're only depending on my lessons to improve your English, I want you to review lesson 1 through lesson 14. And if you missed any of these lessons, you can go on YouTube, or you can go on English lessons on Iman TV on YouTube. Type that one. Our engineer here, Mr. Umaid Irshad, he has put all of this on YouTube. He has posted them over there. So you can find them and practice them as many times as you can. So I provide these lessons, but this young gentleman, he puts them on YouTube, and this way it makes it available for you to have access to them and practice them. بیننده های بسیار محترم تلویزیون ایمان، درس امروز ما به همینجا به پایان رسید. تا هفته آینده شما را به خداوند متعال میسپارم. شکر.